Hi everyone, I'm going through one of the problems from our recent quiz. Oops, that should be quiz 2, not quiz 3. Um, and what you guys, there was this problem we had with confidence interval, which a number of you struggled with. I just was going to go through it to show you how it approached that problem. Okay. So this is the problem. What we have is a student who performed a series of titrations to determine the weight percent of a KHP and unknown. They're listed here. And it says, from the above, the student determined the mean value of 45.26% KHP with a standard deviation of plus or minus 1.00%. And I noted this is not a relative standard deviation. So this is an absolute standard deviation because these are in percentage. So what's the highest value of the weight percent of KHP within the 50% confidence level based on these measurements? Okay, so in order to think about this, I wanted to show you this picture from Harris. This is what he's sort of saying. He gave you this example to illustrate confidence intervals. And that basically as you increase the confidence level, you are expanding the range that the true value of a measurement may lie within. And so in the case of KHP, we'd have our KHP mean, right? Which we said equals 45.26%, and that around that there's what we're trying to find out is what the 50% confidence interval is. So, all right, so you have a value that's plus the confidence interval and minus the confidence interval, and what we're looking at is a 50% level. Okay, and so what I asked you specifically was what was the maximum value. So we're looking at this right here. Okay, and so in order to do that, we need to remember the equation for confidence intervals. So CI equals your value. So we'll call this X, okay, value plus or minus T times S over the square root of N. All right, and so in this case, I give you a number of these values. So I tell you that your X equals 45.26%. Your S equals 1.00%. And your N equals, this one I don't give you, but you have to look at the table and realize you have 5 measurements. So 5. Okay, so all you have to do is plug these numbers in. And so this, you get 45.26 plus or minus T, right? So this is the number you have to find. And so in order to find that, here, wait a second, I'll plug the rest of this in. So you got your N on the bottom times your standard deviation up here. This is all percent. Okay. So we're trying. The question is what's T, and so in order to figure out what T is, you need to figure out what your degrees of freedom are. In this case, our samples are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 samples, so your degrees of freedom was 5 minus 1, so that's 4. Okay. And so now we have to look at our table and we say, all right, which one we're looking for the 50% confidence level here. And so with degrees of freedom of 4, our T value is 0.741. Okay. So go back here and just plug in 0.741. So your answer here is 45.26. Plus or minus, plug this through, this ends up being 0.33%. All right, and so what we want to find is the highest value, and so the highest value is just this here, it's just the plus. Okay, so we find is 45.26 plus 0.33 was 45.59. 0.9%. And so I gave a little leeway in the values of this, but if you got this answer correctly, that's what you need to do to get full credit. So hopefully that is clear to you guys. And again, that's Harris chapter 4.2. If you want to review that. And also there's a couple of practice problems involving that as well on our practice problem set. All right, thanks.